finally on to the final part of our question, and that is preparing our bank reconciliation as at October 31st, 2022. So, as I said, when we go to prepare this report, if there's anything incorrect, we're going to have to revisit the information in our updated cash book to see where we went wrong and make those adjustments accordingly, right? So fingers crossed, everything goes well, and the balance we come to in our reconciliation matches the ending balance we have on our bank statement. All right, so let's do this. Don't forget, we have to head up our work. So this is Burke, and this is our bank reconciliation as at October 31st, 2022, and not the first, okay? Just remember that. So we're going to start off with our balance per cash book. No, you're not going to use the balance from the cash book we were working with before. We just updated that cash book. So you're going to use the balance from that cash book, the updated one, to start off with, right? So again, the balance carried down is on the credit side. So I guess I should put this down here so that people aren't confused, because I know some people get confused. Balance brought down. We always use the balance brought down amount. This is 35. All right. So our balance carried down is on the credit side. Therefore, our balance brought down for the next month is on the debit side, but that is the amount we will from the updated cash book that we will use. So this makes it a positive number and not a negative number. Most people tend to make this mistake and put a negative figure just because the balance carried down is on the credit side, but no, you look at the brought down balance, right? And in this case, it's positive 35 because it's on the debit side. So we go and we can format our question. You should be familiar with this by now. So we add any unpresented checks, we deduct any unrecorded deposits. So let's see what we have. We're going to look at the information that we did not select in our cash book to update our bank reconciliation. Okay, remember in the updated cash book we looked at the information from our bank statement to do that. So now it's time to focus on our cash book. So let's look at the unpresented checks we have, and I see one for light and power for 180. Is there anything else? Oh yes, there is. So we have our unpresented checks, right? Light and power, and that is 180. Remember I said in the last video about that adjustment for estuarant? Remember that is a check, okay? And that check for 960 was not cleared on the October bank statement. So because a check was actually written in the month of October in the cash book and it did not clear the bank that same month, it is still unpresented. Okay, so I hope I made that clear. That is why I said pay attention to this particular situation, because two things were occurring. One, again, we were correcting that error by reversing it, and then we still had to record the check. Okay, and the check was never presented in October, so it is still outstanding and therefore considered an unpresented check. So we can write here estuarant sorry, and that was for 960. Right, just let me leave some space. So go back to the cash book. Let's just review the lines carefully. Is there anything else we need to include? No, there isn't. Not at least not on the credit side. And we dealt with all our notes, so there's nothing else at the moment. So let's see what we have to deduct. So what we have here, we dealt with this 960 already. That was the correction. So we have these two income transactions that were not deposited. So these are what's left, are unrecorded deposits for October. And I'm just going to put these two on one line. So this would be 540 plus 700, the sum of those two, equals, and remember we're deducting these, negative 540 plus 700. All right, I don't think there's anything else. So if all goes well as I said, we should come back to our balance. Our balance per bank statement in our reconciliation should hopefully match what we have on our bank statement. So let's just see. Just resum everything. So we have overdraft, negative 65. Let's look at our bank statement. And yes, there we go. It worked out perfectly. Oh, we have an overdraft. So we did a wonderful job on this question together. So that's it. So to summarize, we were able to complete our open reconciliation. And remember, we had to do that because the balances, the opening balances differed on the bank statement and the cash book. So we corrected that. We checked the information from our bank statement against the cash book, and we were able to identify what we needed to include in our open reconciliation and updated cash book, and also the month-end bank reconciliation. And because we also corrected those errors we came across in the notes, we were able to update all relevant reports, and at the end of it, come back to the correct balance in our reconciliation, matching what is on our bank statement. So that is it. I hope these videos made certain things clear, how we treat errors, the thought process behind them, and just in general, if you're having to do these questions for an exam, you may not get everything correct, but just follow through. All right? Just follow through the steps as we did at each stage, and don't worry about the final answer. You'll get more by just making sure you have everything formatted correctly and having most things, if not everything, where they're supposed to be. But I'm very proud that we were able to come back to the same solution. Our solution matches what is in our bank statement. So I'll see you in the next video.